Hello, this is Neil, and today we'll be taking a look at how to use procedures, aka MyBlocks. So let's take a look at an example use case of MyBlocks first. You can see that this is a PID program, which is probably going to be the most complicated program you have ever seen in VEX IQ. You can see these pink blocks, which are basically like shortcuts to run these programs on the bottom. You can see that in this program, it uses a ton of these MyBlocks. So you should be getting to know them a little bit more and be really fluent in how to use them. For example, bought a cleaning robot and I want the robot to clean my room. Instead of telling the robot to do like everything manually, I just want to tell the robot, okay, clean the room, and have the robot clean the room. So let's try describe what the robot needs to do when it cleans the room. So I'm gonna call this procedure clean the room. So when the robot wants to clean the room, I have many things for it to do. So maybe drive forward, turn right, clean the sofa, turn left, drive forward, clean the bed. That's what I want it to do when I tell it to clean the room. So instead of every time I want the robot to clean the room, I don't want to tell it, okay, drive forward now, turn right now, clean the sofa now, turn left now, drive forward now, clean the bed now. I just want the robot to just say to it, clean the room, and it will do all of this by itself. That is basically the purpose of a procedure. So we can basically call this a procedure where this would be the procedure's name and this would be the program within the procedure. Let's give another example. If I want the robot to make a pizza, I'm gonna say the procedure name is gonna be make a pizza. And now I'm gonna tell the robot, when you make a pizza, you have to make the dough, put dough in oven, wait for, 30 minutes, take dough out, put sauce on, put toppings on, and then print pizza is done. Alright, so that's what I want it to do when it bakes a pizza. So I'm gonna call this a procedure. Instead of me telling the robot every time I want it to make a pizza to do all these things, all I have to do is just call the procedure to make a pizza. And the procedure will call these manual instructions by itself. One fun thing you can do with a procedure is you can actually stack a procedure. So let me talk about what I mean by that. So let's use the same example again, make a pizza. And I also want to make another procedure called maybe make a dough. So within make a dough, there are many steps, right, to make a dough. So I have to get the dough recipe, toss it around like a good pizza man maker does, roll it, put some flour on it, and that would be the procedure of making a dough. And every time I make a dough, I don't want to tell the individual functions here. So instead of doing that, I'll just call make a dough in this make a pizza. So make a dough. And this would basically call this function and it would do all these things after I tell it to make a dough. Now, in procedures, there is one concept called parameters. Parameters are basically instructions or inputs that we give into the procedure to make it adapt to what situation we're having right now. What I mean by that is, let's look at an example. So let's get back to our first example, which is clean the room. Now, I want to tell the robot an additional piece of information, which is, are we in a rush? Do we need to get this room done quickly, or we have a lot of time to get the room squeaky clean? So we can now say that if rush is true, meaning that we're in a rush, we need to get the guests in really quickly. The robot doesn't have that much time, so it will execute one set of command, a rush command. So let's say drive forward, clean sofa, and that's it. That's all we have time for. But we can also have an else, meaning that the rush is false. We're not in a rush, we have time. You can tell it now to do other things. So drive forward, clean soap, turn right, clean the bed, put new sheets on, or whatever. So you can see that there are now ways to tell the robot what to do, like different ways, without having to write a whole new procedure. So if we just look at how we can call this function. So I want the robot now to clean the room now, but I also tell it that I'm in a rush. So rush is true. So when this calls this function, rush will be inputted into the function. If rush is true, well, rush is true. So it will run this set of command. But now instead, let's try look at if I want to clean the room, but I also tell it that rush is false, meaning I'm chill, I have time, you can take all your time. Then I can send this to call it and also input that rush is false into the procedure. Is rush true? No, it's false. So it will go to the else and it will run these codes instead. Now that is basically the concept of procedures. Let's look at how we can use it in a VEX IQ program. I'm gonna make a new blocks project. So how can we make this procedure? Well, you have to come to the logic section, scroll down a little bit until you see logic, my blocks. You have to click make a block, and now you can customize what you need. So in this case earlier, the clean the room situation, we can call it clean the room, right? And we also have this additional parameter which we have to add. Can also label it rush is equals to, and we can add the parameters in here. Now there are two types of parameters. There is just a normal input, which is any text or any number, or a boolean, which can only be true and false. In our case, it can only be true and false because you can either be rush or not rush. It can be like kinda rush, not in this program. So we can add a boolean and name it rush. Okay, now when we create a block, it will automatically create this define block. So this is where we put our instructions in. So we have an if else in our statement. So let's find the if else. Should be in logic and if else. So when we run the rush program, it will check first. If rush, then this basically means if rush is true, by the way. If rush is true, then I'm just gonna use print. I'm gonna clean the room quickly, and then else, meaning that maybe rush is not true. So else means rush is not true. Then I'm gonna print, I'm gonna take my time, listen to my favorite song on Spotify and get the room squeaky clean. So that is one use case of it. Let's look at another case for the pizza scenario. Let's go back to our my block, make a pizza. Also now I want to add a parameter called, let's say, topping. I'm gonna say okay. Now when I have this block, I have to make a dough, right? So let's make a block says make a dough and just say okay, because we don't need any input for this. So for make a dough, we want to get dough recipe, we want to roll the dough, we want to toss the dough around, and we also want to, I don't know, dough is done. All right, so now in make a pizza, we can now go down to our blocks and call make a dough. And when this block runs, it will teleport to this section and run these code. And once these codes are done, it will teleport to the bottom of this block, make a dough block. So make a dough, what else do we need to do? We need to add the sauce. So I'm gonna console print, put in sauce. And now we want to put in toppings, but we don't know what toppings we want to put in. So I'm gonna say print, I'm putting in, and also it's a good habit to set the next line, by the way. I'm putting in the topping that we just inputted. But now we can just drag our topping variable and put it in the print block. So it's gonna say I'm putting in topping, which is whatever we put in there. Gonna say, oh yeah, I forgot to put dough in the oven, right? I'm gonna say that this is a program for making a pizza. So now when we want to make a pizza, we just go to our my blocks and say make a pizza, and we can indicate our topping. Let's say topping, we want pepperoni. And when we run this program, this pepperoni value will now be topping. It will be assigned to this topping variable. Now when we run this program, we'll come teleport to this block, and we'll first make a dough, and we'll teleport to this block. It will do everything to make a dough, and then once this is done, it will teleport back to the bottom of this block. It will put the dough in the oven, it will put in the sauce, and now it will put in the topping, which is I'm putting in topping, which is pepperoni. So it will print out I'm putting in pepperoni. And that is the basics of how to use procedures and parameters and everything to do with it. You should be able to understand the PID code much more easily now, and you should get fluent in this. So make sure to practice it. See you guys.